Hey, Brian, I'll go ahead and ask you a question. I know this is quite a while ago, but one of the defining fights, I guess, for both guys here was the Bradis Prescott fight. When you guys took that fight and Terence came out and put on that great performance, fighting mostly as a southpaw, how much did you take into account what happened to Khan in a couple of fights after that and preparing for that fight? And how do you think that performance kind of launched Terence to get to this point?
Well, I don't take that in consideration at all because that was a different fight. That was a little while ago. He has and since then bounced back with some great wins, and plus Bradis Prescott was on the when Terence fought him. He wasn't the greatest junior welterweight at the time, but when Amir Khan fought him, he was all right. So those are two different fighters, and Terence did something totally different to Amir Khan. To Prescott that he did to Amir Khan. So he's a different fighter now. So this is
right.
Totally what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I guess the reason I'm asking that is that kind of launched Terence into becoming more comfortable as a southpaw, and now he's continued on with that and become very proficient at it. I guess I was just looking at it from how did that performance kind of lead you to, have him become the great southpaw that he's become now, knowing that he's naturally an orthodox fighter.
Well, that's 100% on Terence because, he feels when he feels like he needs to switch, he'll go ahead and switch. And we don't tell him in the ring or in the corner to switch. It's just left up to the fighter. So, I'm not going to take credit for him becoming one of the best southpaws ever. I'm going to give all the credit to him because, he does it when he needs to.
As far as this fight goes, I know the guys in your camp have always had a lot of respect for Khan. Did you ever foresee that these two guys would meet up sometime down the road? Knowing that Khan was always a division above you guys back in the day.
Oh yeah, definitely that. Our camp and Terence himself always looked trying to fight the best fighters out there, and at this time, Khan is ranked in the top, I believe, in the top 10 at the welterweight. So. We're going to try to, we're going after the best ones that's available. Tom was available, so hey, he's the next up on the chopping block.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Your next question is from Dan Raphael.
Hey, Brian. My question for you is this: when you take a look at the way Khan has been fighting lately, what do you see in his game? He got dropped by Samuel Vargas, but he also got LaGreco in 30 seconds or whatever it was. Before that was a very long layoff. So where do you look at Khan in his career at the moment?
Well, right now, with his last two fights, he's like a determined fighter that wanted to get the job done. After coming off of two good wins for himself, he's coming in try to upset Terence. So not one time the team or Terence is going to take Khan lightly.
Brian, do you think that when you look at all the fighters that Terence has faced so far, I guess there's an argument some could make is that Khan is maybe the most accomplished professionally of those guys he's fought. I know Terence has fought good opponents, but in terms of the number of major fights, he's won some significant fights, won a world title. Where do you view him in terms of the level of all the different opponents that have been the good ones that Crawford has fought so far?
I'll rate Khan in the top five opponents that Terence has faced. Like you said, he's accomplished a lot of things in his career, and he's got experience and he's knowledgeable and he's he knows what to do in the ring at times and different times. He got good ring IQ, good ring generalship. So hey, I could put him up there in the top five.
Out of curiosity, who are some of those other guys that, when you say top five, that are in your mind besides him among those other five guys?
You gotta look at the gold medalists Terence after his face. I think he beat two gold medalists. He beat a few of those undefeated champions. So hey, he's up there.
And as far as the one thing that was mentioned before. The one negative aspect of Amir Khan in his career is that he's been chinny. He's been knocked out in 3 of his 4 losses, and some of them quite spectacular knockout losses. Is it a matter in your mind or in Crawford's mind or your camp's mind that it's a solid fight against a skillful opponent, but the reality is it's just a matter of time till Crawford puts a good punch on that chin?
Well, we will want to say that, as we're going into the fight, but Amir Khan is still dangerous with all the attributes that he brings to the ring. So, we don't know what he's doing over there with Virgil Hunter. We don't know what he's doing with his strength and conditioning coach. So, we want to say that, but we're not thinking that as we go into the ring. One thing we got on our mind is just getting the win.
And last night, somebody asked Bob earlier about if he runs his own Twitter account. He posted a tweet about, that Terence is ready, willing and able to fight Errol Spence Jr. after this fight, after he beats Amir Khan, and, wants to talk to Heyman about it. What is your perspective on that, and how realistic do you think that is?
Well, right now, our total focus is on Amir Khan, what's in front of us. And, Bob's doing his thing. Bob is trying to get the fight, trying to make the fight happen. So, hey, let Bob do his thing and let us do our thing. And then when we get done, go down and sit with Bob and talk to Bob, and hopefully the other guys come to the table.
All right, very good. Thank you, Brian. Good luck on April 20.
Oh, thank you.
Your next question is from Benjamin Block.
Yeah, hey. I was just wondering, what fighters does Terence plan on bringing into camp? You guys plan on bringing to camp to sort of prepare for Amir's style that you're talking so much about?
Well, that's a little bit too much information to be given out, so you'll find out after the fight.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. What does a win over Amir do for Terence and his trajectory, and what's next?
Well, everybody say that Terence is a small welterweight, and he's not big enough for that weight class. And Amir Khan is a solid welterweight, and so after Terence does his thing on April 20th, it's just going to solidify him to. We're looking for him to be solidified as a natural welterweight.